Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Charlene. In today's video I will be reviewing the Fenty concealers and the powder. I pretty much went to Sephora yesterday to grab the concealers and the powder on the launch date, so did that for you. Anyways, you guys really wanted me to review the Fenty. I am going to go ahead and apply my foundation, and then we are going to start on to the review to pretty much just test out these concealers and these powders and see, like, you know, what we're working with, to see if they're good or they're not, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing today in this channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to turn your bell notification on so you're notified each time that I upload. And also don't forget to always leave a big thumbs up if you did like this video, and also comment down below what were your thoughts on pretty much this collection, and why do you like it, why do you not like it, how do you feel like it looks on me, you know, when I do have it on. Yeah. Alright, so now that my base is on, we are going to go to the most exciting part. I'm so excited about this. The Fenty concealers. So literally in their packaging, I have the powder as well in the shade Banana. So the two shades that I picked up are 190 and 210. This is pretty much what the concealers look like. Pretty like simple packaging that Fenty pretty much comes with. Literally is like the foundation but in a mini tube. Like, I don't know if anyone else sees it that way, but I just find it so cute. Anyways. So let's go to Sephora and let's look at what they have to say. On Sephora, it says it's a creamy, longwear, crease-proof liquid concealer with light as air, medium to full coverage that brightens under eyes and conceals blemishes and redness. That's pretty much all the information that I have on the concealers, going off of like what Sephora says. Pretty much they're supposed to be creaseless, they're supposed to be sweat resistant, they're supposed to be pretty much the cure to everything, to all your mistakes, all the bad decisions that you made when you were out last night. I wasn't out last night, but I still had a pretty rough night. As you can tell by my eyes, there's still some type of makeup on there. And trust me when I tell you I deep cleansed my face today, I did. So we had a rough night last night. So let's see if this concealer lives up to what it says and it actually helps us get through this that's going on here, like whatever's going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch both of these shades so you guys can pretty much get an idea of what they look like and what the undertone is like. So this is shade 190 right here. Hopefully it focuses. There we go. So this is shade 190. It's pretty light and I feel like it has yellow, olivey kind of like undertones, and a little bit of peach in there as well. I thought this would match me the best to highlight, but we shall see if what I thought is actually, you know, the truth. And now I'm going to be swatching shade 210. This is the shade that I picked up to pretty much conceal. I always like to go in with a pretty much like a more peachy undertone type of like concealer to correct under the eyes, and then I go in with like the lighter concealer to just pretty much brighten. Well, this one right here is 210. I'm first going to go in with the shade 210, and I have still a little bit of like black on my lash line, on my lower lash line, because of last night. So if this is as good as it claims, it should take all of it away. I'm just going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and pretty much just start blending this out. Wow, this blended out so quickly. I still have a little bit of darkness going on the side that I pretty much wanted to cover the darkness, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply kind of like a second layer here, and then go in with the highlighting shade. Concealer is definitely a medium to full coverage concealer, and it is very buildable. Like, you can definitely layer this concealer on because it still looks pretty natural, and I've applied it twice already. But yeah, it's definitely like a medium to full coverage. I wouldn't say it's instantly full coverage, but that can be a good thing because I feel like that allows you to pretty much work with the product and not the product work you. By the way, the wand is amazing. Like, this wand is so like flexible to work with. I really like these type of wands, so that's a big plus. I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight with the shade 190 now, and I pretty much just place that on my forehead, on my chin, which I normally do, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and pretty much just place this underneath my under eyes. This concealer has kind of like a, I don't know, it kind of feels like a gel when you're kind of like applying it onto the skin, and on top of it feeling like a gel, it's very like, I don't know how to explain the texture of this, but it kind of feels like a gel, and when you're applying it to your skin, it feels kind of tacky as well, but it's very lightweight. Like, I literally can't feel anything underneath my eyes right now, so that's actually a good thing in my opinion. Well, I like that. So far so good, and it's blending out really nicely. Like, it's blending out so natural. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like sometimes concealers, like when you're blending it out, you still have to like go back in with like the back of the beauty blender to kind of like blend out any like harsh lines or anything like that, because sometimes the pigment like sits on top of your skin and kind of just gives you a hard time just blending that out and making it look like your skin instead of like a huge layer of like concealer on there. This just kind of looks like it's melting into my skin. It's really buildable because you guys saw I applied 2 layers of the my correcting shade, and then I applied a full layer of the brightening concealer. So to be honest, I feel like really cool that you can build them up and they don't get like super cakey or weird looking and stuff like that. Honestly don't know if it's my skin. It could be, but then I have no idea. But they do say that it doesn't crease or whatever the case may be, and I did watch a few reviews where it said like, oh, it's not creasing, and it didn't look like it was creasing on them, but for some reason it is creasing on me, and it doesn't look so good. I could kind of still see like my darkness underneath my eyes. Like, I'm being 100% honest right now. I'm just literally telling you like what I see in the mirror. But yeah, I kind of could still see like my darkness underneath, and I definitely have creasage going on and kind of like clinginess as well. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna get really close so maybe you guys can see. Ooh, that's hot. What I'm kind of talking about. So the creasing that's happening like right there, like, wow, I'm so close, but the creasing that's happening like right underneath there, that typically doesn't really happen with my concealers. And then like there's kind of like a, I don't know, like a patchiness going on around this area, but I don't even know if you guys can pick that up with the camera, to be honest. Like, I don't know, but I can see it. Like, when I am looking into the mirror, I can see that. So that's a little worrying. I'm a little scared. I just don't really like how it's like getting really patchy under here and kind of like really dry. Like, it's making my under eyes look very flaky and dry. I don't like how this looks. I'm gonna make this work because like this is the point of the video. Maybe when I apply the powder on top, it makes it look you know, better, and maybe it isn't layerable. Maybe I applied too much of the concealer and that's why it's doing that. You know what, actually what I'm gonna do, because I really don't like how this looks and I don't want to set my concealer looking like this, I'm just gonna wipe this area off with this pretty much little wipe, and I'm gonna reapply the concealer to see if it gives us like a different type of, like, you know. Alright, so once again, we're going in again. Like I said, I didn't want to set it looking that way. And I'm not sure if you guys were able to see that on camera. I hope you can, so you know exactly like what I'm talking about. And I'm genuinely being here like completely honest as to how it looked. And describing it to you guys to how I feel like it looked on my eyes. So second application, we're going to go in again. And I'm just going to apply one layer of each, to be honest. I'm not going to layer them up. Maybe that's where I went wrong. I applied too much of the concealers. They're not as layerable as I thought they were. So we're going to go in again and just blend it out. I'm just going to go in with 190 and apply one layer underneath the eyes as well. And apply it in the same way that we applied the other concealer. Alright. So pretty much, let's just go to town and blend that out. Okay, this automatically looks a lot better. Like, definitely don't apply 2 layers of each because that clearly did not work for me. So I guess less is more when it comes to this concealer. Like, applying a thin layer will get you places opposed to, you know, layering it on. But for the purpose of the video, I also wanted to see if they were layerable concealers, you know what I mean? Like, if you could just sit them on top and they won't start, like, you know, creasing crazy or pretty much just you know, clinging on to dry patches or whatever the case may be, because concealers can do that as well if they are too drying. So I am still seeing creases, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and move on and go on to the powder now and see if that kind of fixes up the creasing that I'm experiencing. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's my eyes, because apparently everybody loved this and it was creaseless, and I don't even know, like, they sold me a dream and I'm not getting the dream right now. That's my thing. But it definitely does look better just applying one layer of each instead of, like, you know, 2 layers of the corrector shade that I picked for myself and then 1 layer of the highlighting shade. So definitely applying just 1 layer of each worked the best for me right now because it looks so much better than it did before. I'm not experiencing the same, like, you know, patchiness that was going on underneath here. I'm just still experiencing the creasing, which supposedly is supposed to be a creaseless concealer. Like, you're not supposed to crease with this, and most of the reviews that I watched online, the girls were saying that they had no creases, so I was expecting the same thing. Either way, let's move on to the powder right now. And first of all, this packaging, obsessed. Like, this is the prettiest translucent powder I've seen ever, and this is in the shade Banana. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up. Wait, so what is this for? Is it like an extra sifter? I think it's an extra sifter. I think it's an extra sifter because it already comes with one. Wow, this looks a little dark. It looked a lot more brightening when I saw it on other people on Instagram and on YouTube. Okay, so this is a shade Banana. This is what it looks like on camera. It looks way lighter than it is in person. So this might not work for me. but that's okay. I'm gonna actually do one side with the powder and one side with my normal baking powder, just to see kind of like the difference of both. I use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders, so those are my jam at the moment. I kind of just want to see a comparison of both. On this side we're going to be using Fenty, and then on this side we're going to be using the Huda Beauty powder, and we're just going to be comparing the two, and you're just going to let me know what you think looks best. I wanted to do it this way because I know that not everybody can afford to get the powder and the concealer at the same time. So just in case you guys already have like Laura Mercier or the Maybelline Fit Me powder, the translucent one, or the Huda Beauty, you can see if it works with other baking powders, as if it works with other translucent powders as well, instead of just having to go and buy this one if you can't really, like, you know, go out and get both things at the same time. It's pretty much meant to make you look like you're airbrushed in person. So let's hope that this powder makes us look cute or whatever. With the Fenty powder in the shade Banana. And I'm just going to press this into my skin like I normally do. So I'm just applying a second layer of the powder. The color actually looks really good. I actually really like it. It looks really brightening, and I haven't used a like banana shade type of color in a very long time. I normally set my entire face with my translucent powder all the time. Doesn't matter what foundation or concealer I'm wearing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the Fenty powder. Oh, I think I put too much there. I made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody gets that way. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets hey, I don't really remember that song, but if you do, let me know down below what it actually really goes like, because that was definitely not the song. You guys know I use pretty much 2 shades of the Huda Beauty powders. So, but for today's video, I'm just going to be using the shade Banana Bread, which is the shade that is closest to this side of our face, so everything can match. So I don't know, this is how the powder is looking so far. It definitely looks very matte. And it definitely does look like it blurs out imperfections. So I'm going to just go ahead and set the other eye with my Huda Beauty powder in Banana Bread, which is the shade that I normally wear and the powder that I normally wear. Like I said, just so you guys could have options in case you can't go ahead and buy the powder as well. We just want to see if it works with any other powder as well, which it should. So I've pretty much put both of the powders on my skin and on my under eyes. At this moment, like, I really don't know what to say, because it's like so weird. Like, I really like wanted to, I don't know how to, like, I'm kind of scared to say that I don't like this, because I don't want anybody coming for me because of the fact that I don't like this and everyone else does. But I'm just being 100% honest, and I hope you guys can appreciate that. Like, I'm definitely just letting you know what I see, how I feel. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like, I don't know if it's my skin that's really dry, like, but it's just really like drying me out. Like, the concealer on my under eyes is drying me out. Maybe it's because I have dry skin at the moment, and you know, it's not as producing as many oils as it normally does, or I don't know, maybe my skin is going through a rough path and it's affecting on the powder and also on the concealer. It's like a close-up of my makeup. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is definitely creasing going on, and you could kind of see my dark circles still peeking through, and there's kind of like rough patches like right here. It's kind of like clinging on to like whatever is on underneath my skin. But I don't know, I've never had that happen before with concealers. Maybe it's because this concealer is more of a matte concealer. Maybe that's why it's not working for me. But as you can see here as well, it's very it's like super duper, like it's creased. And then over here it's just like, you know, kind of like a rough, like patchy, like type of area. And I don't know. And you can still see kind of like my darkness. I just feel like they're not working for me. I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and try this again pretty much throughout this entire week. Try this powder and concealer throughout the week, and maybe like try it in different ways and see if it works best for me in another way that's not this one. This is something that I honestly, genuinely, really wanted to like I honestly genuinely wanted this to be like my concealer and my new powder. Like, I get so excited when new makeup comes out and I go ahead and buy it, and you know, I spend my money on it to review it for you guys, but also to pretty much just like find new products for myself that work for me and work for my skin and work for just me in general. So it's kind of disappointing that it didn't, but at the same time, maybe it's just not the product for me. What works for me does not work for other people. What doesn't work for me may work for other people. So like I always say in every single review video that I have ever done, go ahead and buy the product and try it for yourself. I'm not telling you to not buy it just because of the fact that it didn't work for me. I always tell you guys to go ahead and try the product for yourself, because we all have different skin types, different skin tones, different everything. We're all different and we're all unique in a certain way, and we all have different problem areas in our skin, on our face. So with that being said, I just feel like it's best when you go ahead and try something out. I feel like I really wanted this to be like a really good review, and like a review where I was like so excited and hype about the product, and the product was working for me. Like, yes honey, I love it. That's it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you appreciate my honesty when it comes to products and stuff like that. I buy things with my hard-earned money, okay? Like, I spent my coins on this. I don't get it in PR or anything like that, and even if I did, if it's not working for me, I'm not gonna say it is. So yeah, I just hope you guys appreciate my honesty. I know that all the reviews that have been out there are pretty positive, and I'm not sure I've even seen a review that's negative out there. So I don't know, maybe people might hate me for this, but I just can't say I like something if I don't. But like I always say, what doesn't work for me may work for you. So as always, go ahead, purchase it, try it out. If anything, you can return it if it doesn't work for you either, but it might work for you. Yeah, just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it's not gonna work for you. If you guys enjoyed this video, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.